Did you know that one enslaved man's genius was so extraordinary that he left white society in absolute shock, and even presidents took notice? Welcome back to Black History Stories 13, the channel where we uncover powerful stories that history tried to hide. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another story that matters. Ben Bradley was born enslaved in Maryland around 1830. From a young age, he had a gift that no one could ignore, a natural-born engineer's mind. While most children were given simple tasks, Ben was drawn to machines. He studied how things worked by quietly observing the machinery at the naval yard where he was forced to work. Even though it was illegal for him to be educated, Ben taught himself how to read, write, and do complex math. He even saved scraps of iron and copper to build his own small model of a steamboat engine, entirely by hand. His talent caught the attention of naval officers who were stunned that a black teenager, and an enslaved one, could build something so advanced. Soon, they allowed him to work on bigger machines. And by his early 20s, Ben Bradley designed a real steam engine, powerful enough to propel a naval ship, something no one thought an enslaved man could do. He was even allowed to sell the small model boats he built, using the money to buy his own freedom. A rare and remarkable achievement at that time. After gaining his freedom, he continued his work on steam power, contributing to the kind of naval technology that helped shape America's future. But here's the sad truth. Because he had been enslaved, he couldn't legally patent his invention. His master and the U.S. Navy took the credit. History books celebrated the technology, but erased the man who made it possible. Still, his genius couldn't be hidden forever. Benjamin Bradley did not invent the U.S. Navy ships themselves. The Navy already existed. What he did do was invent and build a steam engine that could power a naval ship, which was remarkable for an enslaved man at the time. Here's the breakdown. 1. The problem at the time. Ships were mostly powered by wind, sails, or very early steam engines, which were expensive and complicated. The Navy needed better engines for its ships. 2. Bradley's contribution. While enslaved, he designed and built a steam engine that was powerful and practical enough to be used in naval vessels. This was a huge technical achievement, especially because he did it with no formal education and very limited resources. 3. What actually happened? Bradley's steam engine designs impressed naval officers, but because he was enslaved, he couldn't patent his work. Around age 22, Bradley created a working steam engine. The engine was powerful enough to propel a naval ship, and it worked flawlessly. Officers at the naval yard where he was forced to work were stunned. How could an enslaved black man with no formal education design such a sophisticated engine? Bradley's invention impressed many in the Navy, and he was allowed to continue refining his designs. He even built smaller steam-powered boats that he sold to save money, eventually using his earnings to purchase his own freedom, a rare accomplishment for someone in his position. However, the law at the time denied enslaved people the right to hold patents. This meant that Bradley could not claim legal credit for his inventions. White engineers and officers took credit, and history largely forgot his name, even though his work influenced naval engineering and the development of steam-powered ships. Even though he didn't become widely known in his lifetime, Bradley's story stands as a testament to black ingenuity and resilience under slavery. He used his mind as a tool of freedom, proving that creativity and brilliance cannot be bound by chains. Benjamin Bradley's life reminds us that history often tried to erase the contributions of black inventors, but true genius always leaves a mark. His steam engine didn't just power ships, it powered a legacy of innovation, courage, and freedom. The Navy benefited from his invention, and the technology likely influenced later steam-powered ships, but history often credited others. In short, Benjamin Bradley didn't conceive or design Navy ships themselves. He designed a key engine that could power them, which was groundbreaking and historically significant, especially for an enslaved engineer. Today, Benjamin Bradley stands as a symbol of brilliance that thrived even in bondage, a man whose mind literally helped move America forward, while his own name was nearly forgotten. Benjamin Bradley proved that no system of oppression could silence black brilliance. His story reminds us that true genius finds a way to shine, even in chains. If you were inspired by this story, like, share, and subscribe to Black History Stories 13. And don't forget that notification bell so you never miss another story that history tried to hide.